right, we are a mix of working in slow motion today, apparently, by how slow we all got here, and probably all still riding that wave of sugar high from last week's Halloween. So please take a moment to center yourself. That doesn't mean talk to your classmates. It means tell your brain you're in math class now. And the reason I want you to get centered in a good place to work, your homework is determined by you. So in your plan book right now should go finish chapter 3 closure. You can abbreviate it just CL if you want. That is problems, like up through, because we started it last week, right? We need to be up through 137, right? That's where we don't have to do 138, so we're doing this kind of together through class. On 138 would be more if it was like a done outside of class, turn it in sort of thing. So through 137 today. We got through and we were talking about 131 and 132 last week. I don't think we talked about 133. But your objective in the next half an hour, you have more than that, but you would like to in the next half hour be done with this, right? Then you have no homework. Then you can go back to your plan book and just cross it out because then you're done. Yeah. Any questions as of right now? Stuff like on Friday you know your group was stuck with. Otherwise, I'm going to give you guys some time before I do stuff up here at 4. Give me a thumb. Up meaning, yeah, you think you'll totally be good to get done. Down is like, you're really like, no, there's no chance. Where are you at on you thinking we'll be done today? Okay, let's dive in. I want to hear math talk. Right, not how was your weekend and exercise, like that's fine. We can do that later. We got lunch together. Right now we're trying to get done with this, right? As you struggle, if you use the help tools and that doesn't work, and you use your classmates and that doesn't work, stick up a hand, one of us will come by and we'll probably just do it together at the board. Guys, why do we still not have math books? I constantly going to have a struggle with this group. Paying attention to directions, why do we not have a books? Is anybody going to take responsibility for you guys having what you need as a team? Why don't we have any? No, we got one math book. Madison's got a math book. Oh, okay. We can redo one. Yeah.
Today, that's good.
Oh, this comes down to listening to directions. So I guess hang out with your group and as they get problems done, verify if they're right or check that you're right, honestly. Have you checked your answers?
Yeah.
So, for those of you that did not listen to directions or read the directions, I can pull up my slide from Friday, but I don't think any of you, no one has been, mad at me. But for those of you who didn't listen to directions, as we've been talking about with a few people recently, this wasn't homework. You did not need to do this over the weekend. If you did, sweet, you're ahead of the curve, but it wasn't assigned homework. What I had on the board on Friday said this will be homework on Monday. So if you did it, cool, but you didn't need to. So keep working on those skills of actually knowing exactly what's going on and what's actually assigned so you put your effort where it needs to be. Okay? So if you are done, help your group get to that point. Help them understand those problems. Talk them through any struggles that you had. Yeah, I love the talk that we're doing. It's just funny that 3 different people have told me, I thought this was homework. I avoided Friday homework, actually. Hope you guys had a good weekend. We can talk about it for you. I went on a 4-mile hike. So do you know these 2 lines? Actually, a couple people have asked me about that, so I'm going to talk about them really quick together. Hey guys, a couple different people have asked me about this. You can either ignore me, but do so quietly, or give me your attention for just a second on 124. 134, my bad. So in 134, it just gives you these 2 lines, and it asks you to figure out M. The only thing we really know, well, aside from like the 1 and the 5 and the 4 and the other one, is that these lengths are the same length. So what I could set up is m plus, well, 1 and 5 and 1, okay, that's 7. So m plus 7 is the same length as 2m and 4. Now, we have a couple ways to solve this, and I'm not going to do it for you up here. But you could essentially guess check until it works. Or you can manipulate both sides of the equation at the same time. Excuse me. Like if I get rid of 4 here, I can take away 4 over there. If I take away an m somewhere, one of them, I've got to do it on both sides. So you can do a couple different ways to solve this. But that's what you know, is that both of the tightropes are the same length. Any other big questions we should discuss so you guys have a head start? Big hurdles that we hit. All right, keep rolling. So my advice first, probably chop it. Kind of like that. You know what I mean? So if we can get rid of that, that's essentially that. And then it should be easier to solve. Make sense? Even though if you can't figure it out. Wait, what help you? Yes, but sorry, I'm helping you. Well, that's what we can get. So that's why I wrote that down. Because it's what we do. But Kevin and I were discussing this, and we can be easier to compare the top type and the bottom type, and we got rid of that first M on each. If I chop off M of each type, they're still the same length. It's on the right side of that rectangle, that red box. So what I really have now is the tightrope of 7 is equal to one tightrope of M and 4. 4 plus 4 equals to 7. Think it through. I'm trying to answer too quickly now. Why do you hate portion less? All it's having you do is do fraction decimal percent conversion. Yeah, you can do that. So my advice always is hide yours. Go back to where you want to be. Well, that's wholesome. I'm not talking wholesome. So you should have a menu up here. I don't know why you just have it. So where are you at? Want me to read it all the time? Fraction decimal percent.
I'm stretching it.
Are we doing it there? So one easy way to deal with 134 is I showed up in 4. Get rid of an M from the top and the bottom. What that will do
My team is mad at me. No, I worked ahead on Friday. He helped me on Friday.
Don't bring me into this. This is not my fault. So help your team. If you work ahead, help your team. It's not my fault.
I never.
What is this?
Oh, it's 3.
So there is the solution process to that one. D, I would take the same method. Go improper before you multiply. B, what's the trick in B? B as in boy. Ah, we got to put the 2 over the 1. So if we put this over a 1, then it's easier to deal with. I'll review 137 in a second. I got to fix my smartboard. Are you done? You might as well put it in the thing. Somebody. You guys are all done. You don't need it. Of does mean multiplication. Hey, we throw that away. Just for those people that are still working, it's kind of distracting. Alright, I'm going to review 2 strategies for dealing with division because you can use either of them to deal with these problems. If I stack my divisions, and for those of you still working, this is 137 part B. Your problems can be out of order, or just stick this somewhere else. But if you're still working and haven't done this yet, you should not just ignore this. That would be a poor choice. What can I do to make this whole thing easier and not have decimal places in the fraction? Sophia? Yeah, I could, but with how I have this set up right now, there's a different way that's arguably easier. Sky? Move the decimal 2, and then here I'm going to have to add a 0 up there, so it becomes 120 over 4. Because I've done the same thing on top and bottom, and we can get to the same thing, Sophia, using fractions, we can get to the same place. But just with how I had set it up, it was easier to just move my decimal, and this becomes 30. Now the other way, hang on, that's a relative term. The other way, if we make this 12 tenths divided by 4 hundredths, or you could literally stack the fractions and use the giant 1 method, but most of us seemed upset when I said giant 1 method. So the other way to deal with this, how do I deal with a fraction divided by a fraction? What 3 letters tell me what to do? Keep, change, flip, right? KCF? So 12 over 10 times 100 over 4. 1200 over 40. We're going to end up at the same place we did. 2 different ways to deal with the same problem. Both of those ways are totally fine. They're both right. Other big questions. Anything else you want to see me solve? We got about 5-6 minutes left. And what? So like C or D? I think I missed the first thing you said. You want to see another one of these, or you're just saying that they're D? Aiden's asked for D, so I'm going to do D up here. So Aiden, here's the issue. I have two different ways that I could do this. I could look at 3/5 and know that it's actually 0.6. And if I think about that before I start the problem, this is really easy. I just end up with 54 divided by 6. But if I don't think through that, yeah, so you could also do like 54 over 10 or 540 over 100 divided by your 3/5, which then you keep, change, flip. 54 over 10 times 5 over 3. Either way, we'll multiply through and get the same thing. Whether we end up here, which really this is easy to solve. I could do cross-reducing if we wanted to. We could easily cross-reduce these. Something like that. I also talked about this in class. I'm just saying, I think this group sheet, you guys are paying attention to me. Like, I went over this problem today, a half hour ago. You have 5 minutes left. Does anybody have other questions for me? I need to see these people really quickly. Just out here for a moment. I need... You're talking, you're not going to hear me. I need Laviva, Riley, Layla, Casey, Nathan, Greta, Brendan, Ava, Ivan, Aiden, Alana, Brody, Nora, Adrian, and Sophia, please. Or you can do long division, or you can do 1, 2. Yeah, I would do 1, 2. Not on time. Not when it got collected at class on Friday. It might be in there now, but that means you turned it in late. To be on time. I'm not like putting that in as late, but to be on time, that's what it was due. It should be done before you come here. So that's the difference between having an assignment done when it's due, or like, oh, this is due, crap, I need to get it done. That's two different things. All right, we have about 2 minutes left, so if you still have a Chromebook, your group needs to get that put away. And what you are communicating to me well, not every single person here, but you should be done with the closure, or that's your homework tonight, and that should be done by tomorrow. If I collect the rest of your Chapter 3 work tomorrow, your closure should be done. You've had 2 class days and time outside of school. Now, if you look over at the homework board for this week is an easier week in math, guys. There's no homework today unless you don't have the closure done. Tomorrow, we're having a lesson. Wednesday, we're starting your mastery. I know that's weird to start a mastery on Wednesday, but I'm going to be out at a meeting on Wednesday morning. I just found out about with an email this morning, so I had to move a couple things. So I will be back on Thursday, so we'll have another lesson. And then Friday, we will finish your mastery. Guys, there's only 2 math homeworks this week, if you're done with your closure right now. So here's what I'm communicating. The other teachers are going to know there's only 2 math homeworks this week. So if you are one of those kids who your go-to excuse is, oh, I don't have that done, I was working on math. Or, oh, I'm so far behind because I have so much math homework. That doesn't fly. First off, that doesn't fly, period, because we don't give you that much homework. But second off, this week especially, that doesn't fly. So if you are behind in anything else, this is not, oh, zippity-doo-dah, we have no math homework, I have free time. No, it is you get your butt caught up. Okay, we know that quarter 2 and quarter 3 ramp up and have more work. So we occasionally try to build in some ways for you to catch up if you get yourself behind. This week is one of those things for math. Only 2 math homeworks for math. We should have only needed to take a day on closure, but I made it 2 to try to be a little bit easier on you guys. So, you're welcome. You don't need to thank me, but I'm just trying to be realistic this year. I have lofty goals, but I gotta rein myself in with reality. So please make sure math or any other class that you are honest with yourself about what do I need to do and when do I need to do it. Doing it on the due date is a bad idea. Okay? That's all the time I got. Have a wonderful day. Have a great week.